Hey everybody, I'm going to talk about 7 things I wish I knew about before I got into cars that I learned throughout my years of owning cars, fixing them, and selling them. Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Eddie, and my number one first point. Oh, and before I go any further about talking about point, this is my experience. What I learned. Your mileage may vary, so let me know in the comments below what you think. Of course, if I missed something or you think one thing I said is not correct. Now, what I'm using in the background, this is from Car and Driver. It's just showing you like the different type of cars. Because what I'm going to discuss, the 7 points, they're going to be relevant to any of those cars. So the first point I like to discuss is more is not always better. More is not always better. More of a car is not always better. Getting an SUV instead of getting a small car, it doesn't make it a better choice. A car is a tool that you use. The vehicle is a tool you're going to use, whether it's use it for work, for business, for pleasure. It is what you want out of it, and it should not, your purchase of a vehicle should not be dictated by just more. Getting the moonroof when you don't really need it, maybe getting the leather package when you don't need it, or the upgraded sound system when you're really not gonna be using it. Things like that do make a difference, and I feel that sometimes getting the base model is completely fine. A lot of people don't want to get the base model. It's very hard to find a base model at a dealership. They have one or two, but most likely see the fully loaded because people just want more. And I sometimes I think really don't get more of a benefit getting more. Getting a baseline Camry is completely adequate for me, to be honest with you. I don't really need the extras that come. I don't need maybe the extra leather or the moonroof, for example. So that's one point. The second point I'd like to get to is vintage cars. Vintage cars, older cars. You hear a lot about romanticizing point of views of people saying that, oh, get the early 2000 or get an older car. It's fine. They were built better. Yes and no. Older cars were built in a sense that older cars were built to be a car. Right now, cars are built to be like an iPad. Far more than a car. A lot more attention and time goes into the infotainment system in the car than goes kind of into the car in a way. So because of that, some people say, well, the older cars were better. Yes and no. Older cars are not for everybody, because you honestly, if you're going to daily drive an older car, if you look, for example, at Jay Leno, right? You look at all his cars, this guy has an army of people just maintaining it and restoring it. Now, I did that on my car. I had a Miata. It took me 2 years to restore it. And I mean by restore, I'm talking about every bolt been restored because I enjoyed it. It was a small little car. It started like a little project in the side of my house, in the garage. And before you know it, I bought another Miata, and the whole garage was full of parts and engine and transmission. It took a lot of time. So if you're not willing to invest that much time into it, you're buying a vintage 90s JDM car, and just because everybody wants it, I don't think that's the right option. If you really think buying an older car and it's going to be reliable because it's basic and it's old, no such thing. Everything needs to be maintained. Even indestructible Camrys and Toyotas, you still need to put some love in them, and you still got to put some love in it. And that kind of leads me to my next point. Most people don't really care what you're driving, so drive what makes you happy. Drive what you like. Most people don't really care. Most of the time, who cares what the guy next to you on the road? Everybody's trying to go somewhere, going to work, picking up the kids, getting groceries. You're driving your car. It doesn't make somebody's day. I mean, are you driving around influencing people? I don't know. I would say most people know. Just drive what makes you happy. Don't buy a car because you feel that your people are now looking at you differently. And I personally don't give a damn, to be honest with you. Okay, buy what makes you happy. Who cares what other people think? Buy what makes you happy. And my next point: a car does not complete you. It doesn't. Just because you don't feel that, oh, I don't know, I got a promotion on my job, or I don't know, I finished I graduated, so now I'm gonna get a better car, so I'm gonna dump my older car. Sure, you can do whatever you want, but you don't need to. I mean, you can keep driving the old car that was faithful. You drive the Honda Element that was been faithful for you all these years. You don't really need to get the 911 Turbo RS. Don't feel pressured that now that you're making more money, you need to get that car. Don't feel pressured by anybody. Do what makes you happy. If you're happy with the truck and gas prices went up and like, oh, I'm gonna get rid of it, Okay, but do that because you want to get rid of the truck, not because the gas price went up. Because gas price go up and down, and life moves on. But are you okay to part away from that car? And that leads me to my next point. Are you able to part away from that car? Are you able to sell that car? If you buy something vintage, like a very specific modified vehicle, I don't know, a Baja truck, I don't know, and how are you gonna be able to sell it? Where are you going to be able to sell it? Like, bring a trailer. There's a couple of brokers you can take it to, but they take a broker fee. There's also the time it takes to sell that car. You got to take all that into consideration. Or let's say you bought a V12 car where nobody wants to buy a V12. Gas price is too high. You bought it, you loved it, but now you don't want it anymore. You're going to take loss on it. Are you okay with that? Are you comfortable with that? And that leads to my next point. Are you going to regret that purchase? And now you think to yourself, oh, I should not have bought it. Why did I do this? Why did I buy a big SUV? It doesn't fit in my garage. I'm tired of parking on the street. I can't take a vacation. It's street sweeping and I don't know where to park it. I got to take it here. Yada, yada, whatever excuse. Think about that before you buy it and make that purchase, because at the moment when you're buying it, you're feeling happy. It's like, oh, that's a great deal. The finance was perfect. I just have enough saved. I say, take a step back. Don't rush. Don't fear of missing out, man. There's a bunch of cars out there making them in the millions. Don't let dealership make you think that, oh, there's only have this one now available and it's gonna be gone. Nah, there's some out there. It's okay. If it's gone, it's gone. Don't worry about it. Find the next one. And then my last point, which I think is also the major one, is service costs. That goes without saying. Some cars obviously cost more to service. You ask any mechanic out there, rates are different. They might tell you the rate per hour is the same, but parts are different. Parts are more expensive, and speciality of different mechanics. Now, let's say you do all the work yourself. Again, parts cost money. Parts are not cheap. Now, are you going to get OEM parts or are you going to get aftermarket parts? And tell you right now, OEM parts are expensive. And expensive brand, luxury brands, their parts are even more expensive. Meaning, for example, a Mercedes water pump costs more than a Toyota water pump. Go figure. I don't know. It is the way it is. So you have to take that into consideration when you're buying a car. You're going to buy something that and not just that, it's just service in general. You say a Range Rover. Well, I don't know, when a shock stop working. Well, that's expensive. That's an expensive bill. As a comparison, getting, I don't know, I'm going to keep repeating myself. It's not like a broken record, but let's say you get a Toyota truck. It's just a strut. No, one strut went out. I change the strut. We're good to go. I don't have to program anything. There's no airbag to be dealing with. I'm talking about the airbag with the shock as far as like the right height. Things get like, you see my point, right? So you want to consider that. Are you going to drive that car to the ground, or are you just going to drive it under warranty? If you're going to drive it only under warranty, get the extended warranty that covers the period of time you're going to drive it. Because, well, if the Range Rover shocks went out, no problem. It's under warranty. I take it to the dealership. They give me a loaner car. Problem solved. So you should consider that. I always tell everybody, get the extended warranty. Get the extended warranty that will cover the time you're going to drive it. If obviously you're going to sell it, if I'm going to drive it only for 40,000 miles and I'm just going to sell it, then you don't need to get extended warranty. If the warranty is, let's say, up to 50 or 60, you are covered under warranty. You're good to go. So anyways, this has been my 7 things I wish I knew when I first started, and I learned through the hard way, unfortunately. Let me know what your experiences are, if you agree with me or you don't. Again, this has just been general, just my personal experience. And let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you like this stuff, why not subscribe and give me a thumbs up? It's kind of funny because I noticed that like most people watch, don't subscribe. So if you subscribe, it really helps a lot. Anyway, as always, take care, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.